Joining us now is Shramana Mitra. Shramana is the founder and the CEO of what I believe is the world's only global virtual accelerator. She helps businesses all around the world grow faster. And Shramana, it's fantastic to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming on board.
My pleasure, John. It's great to be here.
So on the blog that you write so regularly and in your books, you're an outspoken advocate for bootstrapping a startup and then for funding it with its customers' cash. Why do you feel so strongly about that, and what drives you to do that?
So, John, I've been in this industry now for 20 years, and I've been on all sides of the table you can possibly imagine. I am a serial entrepreneur. This is my fourth company. And I operate in the heart of Silicon Valley in Menlo Park, California, right off Sand Hill Road.
Right.
So I grew up kind of in this venture capital, highly biased perspective, and this is the perspective it seems that the world is buying into, that people believe, quite wrongly so, that entrepreneurship equals financing. And I saw that in my work, I saw that here. And then the other thing, that because I've been an insider in the venture capital world, I realized that over 99% of the entrepreneurs out there who go out to seek financing actually get rejected. So then, however, there are tons of companies out there that can be successful without venture capital financing. Venture capital is a very specific type of business. Venture capitalists fund companies that are hyper fast growth, hyper large TAM, total available market businesses. That is the only kind of companies VCs are interested in. Most companies don't fit that bill.
Exactly.
Most companies will be steady growth, linear growth, reasonable sized companies, maybe 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, $50 million companies. And I see nothing wrong with those businesses, except they're not venture fundable. That doesn't mean that company is failing. A company that makes $5 million in profitable revenue is not a failure. A company that makes $50 million in profitable revenue is not a failure. But somehow or the other, and it irritates the hell out of me, the media has positioned venture capital funding as the success parameter for the whole entrepreneurship universe. And it maddens the hell out of me. I founded 1 million by 1 million.
Yeah, so it maddens you and it maddens me too. But why then do you think so many entrepreneurs still believe that raising seed or early stage capital from an angel or a VC is their holy grail?
Because the media and the business schools are misleading them. In every single, quote unquote ecosystem, there is this crazy system going on, in that everybody is being taught that the minute you decide you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to go raise money. It's being taught by a bunch of ignorant fools, and it's being taught at a wide scale, and it's being amplified by a bunch of ignorant media fools. That's why it's happening.
Yeah, strong statement. So tell us a couple of stories, if you would, about companies you've seen that have chosen to take another path and how it's worked out in practice.
So I know huge numbers of entrepreneurs. So in the last 10 years, I've talked to more than 600 entrepreneurs that I've done meticulously detailed case studies on. And this is my Entrepreneur Journeys body of work. You can read it on my blog. There are 12 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys books that we have published. And this is also the body of work that we use to teach the 1M1M curriculum. So we have case study after case study. I'll just give you a couple of examples. One of my favorite entrepreneurs actually is a guy called Girish Navani. He runs a company called eClinicalWorks. And the company is over $300 million in revenue. There's not a penny of outside financing that has gone into it. Similarly, there's a guy called Sridhar Vembu who has founded a company called Zoho, also close to $300 million in profitable revenue, not one penny of outside financing. These are actually, quote unquote, unicorn companies. If you read my $1 Billion Unicorns book, it has a section called Bootstrapped Unicorns. And these are bootstrapped unicorns. If you value these companies, they will have legitimate, $3 billion valuations. If you look at Dropbox was the last round of financing valued it at $10 billion. There is no way Dropbox is going to sustain, I don't know, maybe $1 billion valuation would be a stretch. So these are not legitimate valuations. There's another class of companies that actually have followed a methodology that I like very much, which is bootstrap first, raise money later. So much as I have used very strong statements in speaking against this mad pursuit of venture capital, I actually think venture capital is a very useful tool.
In the
Venture
right place and
capital,
time.
in the right place, in the right time, used in the right way. So our philosophy in 1 million by 1 million is bootstrap first, raise money later. One of my favorite entrepreneurs is Greg Gianforte, founder of Right Now from Montana, which is not a hub by any stretch of imagination. Greg bootstrapped Right Now from $0 to $6 million. Then raised his first round of financing. This was in the bubble times, that are around 1999, 2000 timeframe. His first round of financing, Series A financing, valuation was $130 million.
Fantastic.
That was a Series A. This company eventually went public and was finally acquired by Oracle for $1.5 billion. Great success story, great entrepreneur, but the fact that he bootstrapped to that extent early on gave him immense leverage.
Yeah.
So my philosophy on all that is, if you're an entrepreneur, don't go to VCs as beggars. Go as kings.
And so
if you have the metrics, they will come after you. That's the situation you want.
And the way to be a king, the way to get a queue of VCs outside your door instead of just one guy from whom you're begging for money.
Or zero guys.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the mean length of the queue is 0, right? Most of the time. So the way to get a queue of multiple VCs, in your view, is get genuine customer traction first. And then when you've proven you've got technology works, you've got customers who want to buy it, then you go raise capital.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So you're not saying VC is bad. You're just saying VC raised too early is the wrong thing to do.
There are 15 companies every year that actually become really, really successful venture funded companies.
15 in the USA.
1-5.
Scary number, isn't it? Yeah. So tell us the Zoho story, if you would. You said they got to where they are today with no external financing. Many of our participants here are in very early stages of their companies. They've got an idea maybe, or they've built something in the lab, and they want to get it going, and they think they need capital. But how did Zoho, in its very, very earliest days, get over that hump?